Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We're filming today at Oliver Motors out in Baraboo. And later on, Justin's going to take a little stroll through the inventory, take a look at what they have, maybe get some ideas for Father's Day too. Maybe your own Father's Day.
Yeah.
Like what's behind us?
My father has plenty of cars, so I think we're good there. But, you know,
But you're a father too.
Yeah, I'm a father too, so it doesn't mean that I couldn't use a new car.
But right now, get out your calendars because you're going to want to mark this date. Joining us is Bobby Betcher. She's the Executive Director for the Baraboo Area Chamber of Commerce. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having me again. It's great to be back.
So you have a big event coming up that you've been preparing for like a year, you say.
Yes, yes. We all take a break after the previous one for about a month, and then it's back into planning.
Wow.
Yes, we have the Baraboo Big Top Circus Parade, Big Top Parade and Circus Celebration. It's on July 21st at 11 o'clock this year.
So that's the third Saturday in July,
Yes.
11 a.m. Okay, so give us the broad picture of what to expect.
Sure. The last time I was here, we talked about, you know, Baraboo in general. So I'm going to kind of slice it out here and talk about our circus heritage. Baraboo is the home of the Ringling family, and there were 7 brothers, and they grew up here. They decided to, then they went on and had their circus to great success. They decided for quite a long, a period of time that they would use Baraboo as their winter headquarters. So down along the river is where the site is for our Circus World Museum, and the homage is on that site. So Circus World is actually celebrating their 60th anniversary this year. So they are throwing an homage back to the 50s, in which the decade in which they were formed, and so they're having a 50s theme. They actually bring in a big top performance. They're open year-round as a museum, but then in the summer they become a living museum, if you will. So they do have big top performers and clowns, and the elephants come back and a tiger exhibit. It's great, and they are so philanthropic to the community as the Ringling brothers were. There are so many properties here that are still thriving. We have the Al Ringling Theater and the Al Ringling Mansion and the Bed and Breakfast and all of these Ringling entities. But it all culminates in July when we have our parade. It's a great mix of honoring our circus heritage, but also our community. So it's a lively mix of all. We have about 70 units that come in for it, and about anywhere from, I would say, 12 to 17, 20 of the wagons. So Circus World is actually the home of the largest collection of bona fide circus wagons, the ones that used to be traveling with the circus and hauling the equipment, hauling the animals. There's a snake wagon that comes in, and
with just snakes in it?
Usually when we have it in the parade, there's somebody, and the last 2 years of my tenure here, it's been a woman sitting in there.
Wow.
And we did have a live snake last year. My first year here was really, really hot. It was July, so weather is always a factor.
Yeah.
And we had to make an audible call on that because it was just too hot for the animals my first year. So we're always mindful.
I remember these wagons. My mom, when they would haul them through town on the train, maybe, I think you said going maybe to Milwaukee or coming back.
Yep.
My mom would take us down to the train tracks and we'd watch the circus wagons go by. And they're also differently themed. And these are maybe some of the same ones.
Exactly, yes.
Drawn by horses.
Last year was amazing when, golly, I want to say there's probably 8 or 10 horses pulling one wagon, and when they get some momentum going and you see them coming down the street at you, you're like, whoa.
Yeah, literally.
But it is just a fantastic, it's really an homage to that slice of what Baraboo is known for. It's a great program.
Let's talk about what happens before the parade. You mentioned there's some really fun stuff like meeting Bucky Badger.
Right. Just this last couple weeks, I've been talking to Bucky. He's all excited about coming over, and so what they do is they come up, and we can't get the whole marching band from UW, but we get a component, 20 or 30 of them. And they come in and they do a 5th quarter with us downtown. So our local TV station, Max FM radio, they set up and call the show or the parade as it goes through, and we'll stage that 5th quarter. Bucky comes in. We'll have bouncy houses for the kids up on the courthouse square, and because of the 50s homage at Circus World, the name, we've decided to name our parade this year Shake, Rattle, and Roll, because all of those wagons shake, rattle, and roll.
Yeah.
So there's going to be, we always encourage our entries from the community to be circus themed,
Right.
but this year we're saying, hey, it could be circus, it could be 50s, you know, do what you want. And then right after the parade is over, our grand marshals, who are a band called Elusive Sounds, they have been a band since 1970, but they specialize, they're local in 50s and 60s music. So they're going to do a sock hop for us up on
Oh,
the
cool.
courthouse square. So it's going to be great. We have food vendors that come down that are set up between 8 a.m. and about 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. A beer garden. It is Wisconsin. And
course.
Yes. And so great
So
events.
it's so much more than just for kids. We have under a minute left. We want to mention this is a really big deal. I think you
is.
said you had over 30,000 people come just for this parade and,
Yeah.
and stay in the community for a little visit, a
Yep.
bite to eat,
Absolutely.
maybe a sock hop. Can we touch on parking? Because that's the first thing I think a
Yes.
lot of people worry about. What's the solution?
Yes. So the biggest thing to say is people should be bookmarking bigtopparade.com, because we will have all of our information about parking and how to get in, what's the best route. We do have locations on the east side and the west side of town in some of our bigger parking lots, and we contract with a bus company to pick up and drop off and then pick you up and take you back to your cars after the parade. And it doesn't mean you have to leave right after the parade. You can stay down for the festivities.
Sounds
We
great.
could do a whole nother segment on this. I had like 18 questions that I wanted
And
to ask.
I kept jumping in.
That's okay. That's okay. We'll just do another segment. No,
Yes.
but and Bobby, thank you so much.
Yeah,
for being here today.
anytime. And
Yeah.
there's going to be a lot coming up, so
Yep.
just give me a call.
You bet.
All righty, mark your calendars. We'll be right back.